You are literally being robbed every time you fill up your tank. And the insane part? The people doing it aren't hiding it. The evidence is sitting in plain sight and nobody is talking about it. Every single election cycle, gas prices are manipulated. Not as a theory, not as speculation, as a documented, provable, repeatable pattern that has happened like clockwork for decades. And by the end of this video, you're never going to look at a gas station the same way again. Let's start with the pattern, because once you see it, you can't unsee it. In every single U.S. election year going back decades, gas prices dropped significantly in the months leading up to voting day. Not sometimes. Every time. 2004, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2020, like clockwork. The average American spends around $3,000 a year on gas. When prices drop right before an election, people feel richer, they feel better about the economy, and they vote for whoever is in power. It's not a coincidence. It's a strategy. But here's where it gets darker. The 5 biggest oil companies in America, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Shell, BP, and ConocoPhillips, made a combined profit of over $200 billion in 2022 alone. That's not revenue. That's pure profit. While you were paying $5 a gallon, these companies were posting the most profitable year in their entire history. And in that same year, they spent over $130 million on political lobbying, meaning they paid politicians directly, legally, to protect their ability to keep doing exactly what they are doing. And it gets worse. Here's something they really don't want you to know. The last oil refinery built in America was in 1977, nearly 50 years ago. Not because we don't need more, we absolutely do, but because fewer refineries means any disruption at all. A storm, routine maintenance, literally anything, immediately causes a price spike nationwide. Oil companies have fought every attempt to build new refineries for decades. Less refining capacity means less competition, less supply flexibility, and more control over what you pay. A 2022 letter from President Biden to oil executives directly accused them of using refinery capacity as a price manipulation tool. Their response: they ignored it. Because they could. In 2005, a leaked internal Chevron memo, their own words, their own document, described a strategy called capacity discipline. In plain English, that means deliberately keeping oil production lower than it needs to be to keep prices artificially high. They weren't producing less because they couldn't produce more. They were producing less because lower supply means higher prices, and higher prices mean bigger profits. A company deliberately making less of something so they can charge you more for it. That's not capitalism. That's price fixing. And there's a paper trail. Now here's the part that should make you genuinely angry. Oil companies don't just donate to Republicans. They donate to everyone. In the 2020 election cycle, the oil and gas industry donated over $139 million to political campaigns, split across both parties, Democrats and Republicans alike. Because it doesn't matter who wins if you've paid both sides. Every time a politician stands up and says they're going to hold oil companies accountable, check their donor list. 9 times out of 10, the very companies they're threatening helped fund their campaign. This isn't left versus right. It's everyone in power versus everyone paying at the pump. Then there's OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. A cartel, when they literally call themselves that, of 13 nations that collectively control 80% of the world's proven oil reserves. They meet multiple times a year and openly vote on how much oil to produce globally. Less production equals higher prices. More production equals lower prices. They are a legally operating price-fixing cartel that controls what you pay at the pump, and there is nothing the U.S. government can do about it. Or, more accurately, nothing they're willing to do. Because here's the part they really don't want you to know. The U.S. has enough oil reserves sitting untouched right now to be completely energy independent. The Strategic Petroleum Reserve alone holds over 700 million barrels. American oil production hit an all-time record high in 2023. So, why are you still paying through the roof? Because energy independence would collapse the relationship between Washington and the Saudi government. A relationship built on arms deals, military protection, and petrodollars that has propped up the U.S. economy for 50 years. Your gas bill isn't an accident. It's the price of a deal made before most of us were born, and nobody voted on it. Every time you fill up your tank, some of that money goes to oil executives posting record profits. Some goes to foreign governments that have no interest in making your life cheaper, and some goes to politicians whose campaigns are funded by the very companies robbing you. The system isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed, just not for you. Next time you see gas prices drop right before an election, you'll know exactly why. Follow, because somebody has to keep saying it out loud.